Yeah, Manchester United faithful, welcome to the United Fan Stand, a channel where we'll be giving you all premium content on Manchester United and a touch of other footballing news. Sit back while we feed on today's news. Breaking news from Manchester United is that the financial reports for the last quarter of this year have been released. You know, normally financial reports are released from June to July, or rather from July to June. That's how it counts for PSI. But now, what we do as a club in Manchester United is that we release this financial news every 3 months. That's quarterly. You get the first batch of the first 3 months. The next 3 months you get another financial report. The next 3 months you get another financial report, and the last 3 months you get another financial report. Now for the 2025-2026 season, this will account as the first report for the 2025 to 2026 season, month of September to December, to mid-December. And it reads that yes, we've made less money. What was made this period, this month of September to December, was 140.3 million, as against what was initially made for last time around, which is 143.1 million. That means we're already 3 million short in the generated revenue. But there is a caveat to it. When we reported 143.1 million pounds, we had a loss of 7 million pounds. As against now, we are reporting 140.3 million pounds. We have a 13 million pounds profit. Last time when we made more money, 143.1 million pounds, we lost 7 million pounds. Now we are making less money, 114.3 million pounds. We are making a profit of 13 million pounds. That's almost like a 13.5% increase in the profits. Now, you will know that because we are not playing in any European competition, our commercial revenue went down, the broadcast revenue went down, and also we have our matchday revenue, which is money made from ticket sales at the stadium. That also went down. That simply means Man U is making less money. But the difference in this money being made is quite small or intangible. That for a club like Manchester United talks about hundreds of million revenue, it's intangible. But the good thing is there was a profit made of 13 million pounds. That simply means we are on the green, not on the red. Now, if you take a look at it, for those financial gurus, there's what you call the adjusted EBITDA. It's kind of the financial way you look at the company to quite actually know if it's running smoothly, if it's very healthy, if it's growing. It's kind of a complicated financial measure though, but it tells us how healthy a business is. And from that, you find out that on that you have to take away it talks about the profit you make after taking away all the tax, the depreciation, and the interest, or what have you. You take it out. What is your profit you're making as at that point? Now, if you look at it holistically, Man U is making 26.9 million pounds as against 23.7 million pounds it made last time. So that simply means the brand is growing. Now, you ask what triggered this. It comes at the back of, we know last time Sir Jim Ratcliffe and his crew, they embarked on a mission to cut down unnecessary expenses, unnecessary awarding of contracts, jobs. Some persons were sacked, some were some lost their livelihood, which was not nice to talk about or even nice to see. We had the whole foul cry. So many persons came out and say different things on how bad it is and that, and also the ticket prices are not still reducing. But the truth is, if you look at the health system, if you look at how healthy the company being Manchester United was when it was taken over by, when Sir Jim Ratcliffe decided to run the footballing aspect, you know that we were in a mess. We are deep in lots of debt. We are in the red zone. But right now, we could see an improvement. Simply means more money have been saved. So many loopholes have been blocked. Though the sack, like I said earlier on, is not good, but somehow, money have been saved. But we, the fans, we look at one thing. How much impact does this have for us in the financial market? For us to be able to go into the January window, to make signings, to improve the team. We all know how important we need is defensive midfielder. We actually need not one, we need two, or maybe three if we get them. But the type of players we need needs to be high quality, and we all know how much these people command. Look at the Baleba, which Brighton put for more than £100 million. At the time, they said they're going to pay, whoever is signing Baleba will have to pay more than what Chelsea paid for Caicedo. You look at Adam Wharton, or you even look at Elliot Anderson. You know, those players don't come cheap. And from what Ineos are trying to say, that they are not really open for a January transfer target, except if their summer transfer target becomes available in the market. That's when they can go in for at the January to get the person if it's become available. But we both know that those caliber of players don't just become available in January market. So we have to wait for summer. But now we'll say, what do we do? What I will really employ the management is to go into the market, look for a loan market. You can always get a cheap loan deals. I don't know what the Atletico may be charging. Last time I checked, they said to let Conor Gallagher go, it has to come with the condition of a permanent transfer at the end of the summer. They don't come cheap. Anywhere. So I don't think Man U is really open to having Conor Gallagher on a permanent transfer. Yes, we need him to shore up the midfield so that we can go through the season. But do we need him as a permanent transfer? I don't think so. So now that brings us back to the problem of how do we solve our midfield problem. Another option would be to let some of our players go. But who do we let go? Most of our players are almost like condemned goods in the market that most clubs will not want to pay their words for. The only two that are interesting in the market is Joshua Zirkzee and Kobbie Mainoo. If you let Joshua Zirkzee go, how do you replace him? You have to go into the market. He's the only other striker we have, even if he's not a true striker. He's a 9.5, like they usually say. A half 9, half 10. And if you say, okay, you let Kobbie go, why do you replace Kobbie? We already thin in the midfield. You can rely on Ugarte. We all know what goes on whenever Manuel Ugarte comes into the field. He's not a reliable midfield option. So you see, it's challenging. I can understand them to a point. If they go ahead and sign in the January, they're not going to get these targets, which they truly want, which they've actually pinpointed as their main targets. They're not going to get them this January. So when summer comes, that they can realistically get those targets, which money will they play around with? Mind you, we are borderline with the PSI last year. Hopefully, when this new cost to squad ratio (CSR) takes into place by next season, maybe Manchester United will have a more leeway to be able to attack the market better. So I don't know. Yes, the club is growing. But is it going as fast as we the fans want it to grow so that we can make those signings we need to strengthen our team so that we can be competitive again? I don't think so. But now the ball is in your court, guys. You tell us. Tell me? What do you think? Should Man U do now that the options in the market are not available? What do you think we should do for this January that is coming? How do we strengthen our squad? Your comments is appreciable. I'll be in the comment section waiting to hear from you guys. You have a lovely day. Peace out.